And so once again, we are back to do another video about my CDs. And we're starting off with the letter S. And the first one up is Sam Cooke, Man and His Music. Now, this album is just fantastic. Sam Cooke had the voice that was just so easy. He would sing it and it seemed like there was no effort going on there. But this album doesn't have my two of his favourite songs. The first of which is Frankie and Johnny.
Frankie and Johnny were sweethearts. At least that's the way.
And the second is the re-recorded version of I Love You for Sentimental Reasons.
And I hope you do believe me.
But what this does have, however, are all the big hits. Twisting the Night Away is here.
Here they have a lot of fun. Putting trouble.
You Send Me, Cupid, all the great Sam Cooke records are on here as well. And it's well worth a listen. I've had this for 30 years coming, and it's still great. Next up, I'm going into the early to mid 80s with Shakatak and Out of This World. Now, the reason this album is so important to me is because we went to see Shakatak live at Bailey's in Watford in 1984, very early 84, and they were excellent. And a group of us went, and it's a bittersweet album for me because 2 weeks later, one of the people that we went with, 19-year-old Henry Manning, died. And it was such a shock to us. But when I listened to this one, especially the title track, Out of This World, that's what it reminds me of. And so it has a special but sad place in my heart. If there was ever an album that personified the early 90s for me, it's this one, Simply Red and Stars. Such a fantastic album. So many good songs on it. They'd been about since the mid-80s, and they just got better and better and better. And this, to me, is their best album. Of course, it's got the single Stars and
Anyone who ever held you.
Something Got Me Started.
Something got me started. You know that I will love you.
But it's just lovely right the way through. And the favourite of mine on this album is For Your Babies.
You've got that look again.
A compilation up next. It's from 1985, and it's Steely Dan, a decade of Steely Dan. And to be honest with you, it's got a few of the hits. It's got a few album tracks. The brilliant FM is on it. And really, then The Years is here, Kid Charlemagne. It's just really good. If you like Steely Dan, you've probably got everything that's on it already. But it's a great album, nonetheless. So we're coming forward to this year. And a present that I got from my youngest son for my birthday, a couple of CDs. The first is Teddy Swims' I've Tried Everything But Therapy, Part 1. And the second is Part 2.
Time is going down, time is running out, no one else around.
This came out this year. Not an artist I know a great deal about, but he's got a really quite soulful voice. And there's a few songs on there. I can't say I like everything on there, but there's a few songs on both albums that I think to myself, they're rather nice. Let's go back to the 60s for the next one. My dad had an album by an artist called Timi Yuro. The album was called Soul, and we had it for years. I don't know what happened to it in the end, but it kind of went along the way. And when I got into one of my sentimental feelings, I started looking around to see if I could find it. And I found it on a CD. It's not the same cover though, different cover, but it's the same album. And it's called Soul, and yet it isn't. It's anything but, to be fair. But what a voice this woman had.
Be a beggar, be a thief.
Timi Yuro, there's much more to her than I knew, because I didn't realise that in the 60s, she sang in a club that belonged to the Craig brothers. So you never know. Good stuff, though, and well worth a listen. Next up, another album that plays an important part in my life, and it's got a story to tell as well. It's 1986, towards the end of the summer, coming towards the winter, and our first baby is due in a few months, and we're going to pick up his Silver Cross pram. We didn't know it was a he at the time, but we're going to pick the pram up, and it's a rainy day, and we're driving to Ealing, and I'm playing a cassette in my car. On one side of it is 5 Star, and on the other side of it is this album, Tina Turner, Break Every Rule. And every time I hear it, it reminds me of that journey to go and pick up the pram. It's a great album, and my favourite on it is Till the Right Man Comes Along.
It's time to face the music.
Didn't make it as a single, don't know why, because it was really good and it should have been. Time for a supergroup now, the Travelling Wilburys. This is a little box set. It's 2 CDs and a DVD as well. Quite a nice little package. And of course, it's brilliant because the artists who are in it. Now, if you don't know who the Travelling Wilburys were, it's Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty, Bob Dylan, Roy Orbison, and George Harrison. These guys. And this is just superb.
Well, it's all right. Riding around in the breeze. Well,
The songwriting is brilliant. There's nothing much you can say about this, but an album with artists such as these is well worth having. Right, let's start on some compilations, shall we? Various artist ones, the greatest hits of Philadelphia 1976 to 1986. Has all those disco and dance classics from back in the day. Ain't No Stopping Us Now, Darling, Darling Baby, Nights Over Egypt. Straight your funky stuff. Oh, this is so good. And I loved Mysteries of the World. We got a little box set next. 20 original albums by 20 rock and roll stars. These are the stars, as you can see, lots that you will notice. Let me run through them quickly. Bill Haley, Ricky Nelson, Eddie Cochran, Gene Vincent, Buddy Holly, Wanda Jackson, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, Fats Domino, Elvis Presley, Cliff Richard, Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Chubby Checker, Paul Wanker, Frankie Avalon, Fabian, Dwayne Eddy, and Johnny and the Hurricanes. 20 albums. All of them are classics. My favourite, though, has to be Eddie Cochran. Oh, man, that is a good album. Well worth a buy. Cheapo, but brilliant nonetheless. Now, when I was a kid collecting records, and as I grew into my teens, there was one record label that struck gold for me, and it was London American. And the reason I liked it, it was because everything that came over on it was just superb. They had artists from America, all big names, all great songs. And also, they took the best of the Atlantic label. People like the Drifters would be on there. You've got the Miracles, who were Motown based. They all came out on this one label. The label looked like this. And I'll tell you, every time I saw this label, I would pick up a single because I knew that it was going to be great. This isn't the only album on the London American label I've got. I have a collection of them from 1956 through to 1962 and a rarities box set. And everything on it is great. It's a label that is fantastic. When you get artists, even on this, just one on alone, artists like Chuck Berry, Dwayne Eddy, Roy Orbison, Laverne Baker, Johnny Tillotson, Johnny and the Hurricanes. Do you know what I mean? All fantastic groups. And this label was always my favourite. Back in the 1990s, I bought a CD from America. Do you know what? I can't think what it was. But with it, they sent a little free gift. And it was this album. It's called Jazz Discover an American Original. It's a sampler album made up of 14 great jazz tracks, smooth jazz mostly, but by artists that I didn't really know. And yet there's some great, great tunes on here. Brian Hughes, Here We Go. Diana by Michael Patches Stewart. Dave Grusin, America. Great, great tunes. And for a freebie, I'll tell you, I've never wanted to get rid of this album. It's that good. I just talked about the London American label, and there's a company that seems to put out a lot of really good box sets. This one is another one, Poetry Emotions, the Cadence Records story. Now, Cadence is a label that had people like the early Everly Brothers records came out on it, Andy Williams, and more. Lynn Gray was on it. Such a good stuff. And of course, we all know Poetry in Motion. Lovely locomotion keeps my eyes. But Wake Up Little Susie is on here as well. Wake up, hey Susie, wake up. I could sit here and just read about to you. There's a lot, though, that I didn't know. And my favourite on here is a song called 45 Men in the Telephone Booth. There were 45 men in the telephone booth last night. A-ring-a-ling-a. By the Four Top Hatters. It's a bit of a novelty, but it's great. And this is a label which had artists go on to be big stars on other labels. So it's a bit of a shame that Cadence wasn't as well thought of as it should be. And it certainly wasn't even known in this country. Well, we're getting near Christmas. And if there's one album that means Christmas to me, it's this one. The Phil Spector Christmas album. It's the album that has my favourite of all the Christmas songs, to be fair. All of them are good. White Christmas by Darlene Love. Like the one I used to know. Sleigh Ride by the Ronettes.
Just see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, tingle, tingling, too. Ring, come on.
Just such great records. And it's full of goodness. And it's an album that has been about since 1963. And yet we hear it every single year. It's that good. Okay, this one is a bit different for me. It's called Too Slow to Disco. And it's got quite an array of different artists on it. You've got Rupert Holmes. Do you remember him? We've got Nicolette Larson and her one big American hit.
Gonna take a lot of love.
The Alessi Brothers are on here. Chicago are here with that great song, Saturday in the Park.
Saturday in the park, I think it was the 4th of July.
And we've got the Doobie Brothers, Fleetwood Mac. My favourite track on here is Robbie Dupree and Steal Away. I love this. Let's go back into another little box set. 3 CDs called Let's Go Trippin'. And it's 60 instrumental greats. And they are as well. You've got The Shadows in here. You've got Green Onion by Booker T and the MGs. You've got Herb Alpert, The Ventures. Man, so good. Everything on here is good. And I've got a thing about instrumentals. I've always liked them. In the 60s, there were loads of them. Shame it's not like it anymore. But this is really, really good. Next up, the Chart Show Dance Hits from the mid-80s, and it's full of the stuff you expect. Fatback Band, I Feel Loving. You've got, Jonathan Butler's Lies. My favourite on here is Robbie Neville's C'est La Vie. But it's just full of good tunes. And not one of those albums that I don't play a lot anymore. But when I do, it always brings a smile to me. The next one came out at the end of the 80s, 1989, and it's brilliant. The Marquee, 30 Legendary Years. It's not live, it's just a compilation of artists who played there. And it goes from the likes of Dire Straits to Genesis, The Small Faces, Mr. Thin Lizzy, T-Rex. Loads and loads of good artists on there. And it's a really good compilation album and one well worth having. Finally, 2 box sets. This is called the 1960 British Hit Parade. Now, these are 2 box sets, 4 CDs in each, and they're part of a compilation set really from lots of different years. But these are a special set to me because they're not A-side hits, they're the B-side of the hits. And the reason I love B-sides so much takes me back to the days of my dad's old reel-to-reel tape recorder. Because when my godfather made him those tapes up that I've talked about before in these videos, he used to record the A-side and the B-side. And so they've become special to me. And I really like the B-sides because knowing all the A-sides is one thing, but finding out how many gems there are on the B-sides is another. And that's it. We've run through all of those CDs that are on the shelf. So many great albums. I'm so pleased that I have them. They are the CDs, those behind me, and these are the CDs that you see in every video that you ask me about. I'm going to do the albums at some stage, but for now, I hope you've enjoyed this little selection, and let me know down below if you've got any of them as well. I'll see you next time.